statements, aphorisms. Think of them less as old sayings and more like, well, blueprints for thinking clearly. Our goal here is to pull out those key bits of knowledge, the shortcuts to really getting it, those aha moments. And these specific ones come from a source called Aphorisms on Wisdom and Knowledge. Really interesting takes on learning and just living wisely. Okay, let's unpack this. So we kick things off with a very visual one. An inactive scholar is like a cloud that thunders but doesn't rain. That paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? Knowledge just hanging there. But I wonder, isn't there some value in just thinking deeply, pure research, even if the rain isn't obvious right away?
That's a fair point in its attention, right? But I think the core idea here is about potential versus actual impact. Knowledge is incredibly valuable, no doubt, but this aphorism suggests it really comes alive, finds its purpose when it's, put into action.
When it does something.
Exactly. That thundering cloud looks impressive, but if the ground stays dry, it hasn't fulfilled its function. So for someone learning, it's a nudge to think beyond just collecting facts. It's about applying them, making that knowledge work.
Okay, that makes sense. Moving from just knowing to doing. So if action is key, how do we get the knowledge to act wisely? Often it's through, messing up, right?
Yeah.
Which leads perfectly into this next one. Experience is the best teacher, but its fees are a bit expensive.
Huh. Yeah, that one definitely hits home.
It really does, doesn't it? And it connects directly back. If the theory is the thunder, then experience is the rain. It's what makes the understanding real, tangible.
Get those expensive fees.
Well, that's the struggle, isn't it? The mistakes, the setbacks, the sheer effort involved in learning through doing. Think about, learning to ride a bike. You fall off. That's the fee.
Yeah.
But that fall teaches you balance in a way no book ever could. Those fees, those challenges, they aren't just costs. They're actually crucial parts of the learning. They build resilience, adaptability, real practical wisdom. Right. You pay the fee, you get the lesson, often a lesson you don't forget.
Yeah.
So, okay, direct experience is one powerful, if sometimes costly, teacher. But there's another way to gain wisdom, maybe avoiding some of those fees. This next aphorism suggests reading. Reading books is like conversing with people from the past. That's a lovely way to put it. Changes how you think about picking up a book.
It completely reframes it, yeah. It's not just passive consumption. It turns reading into this active dialogue across time. You're literally engaging with minds from different eras, different cultures.
So you get their insights.
Exactly. You get their perspectives, their hard-won wisdom, the lessons they learn maybe through their own expensive fees, but you get it without having to go through the exact same trial and error.
It's like a knowledge transfer.
Precisely. It's a shortcut, in a way. Accessing this vast inheritance of human thought and experience. It helps you understand humanity, history, complex ideas, all from your armchair.
Building on their legacy. I like that. Okay, so we learn from the past via books. Now let's shift to learning in the present from each other. There's this one. The sign of a wise person is speaking less and listening more. This feels really countercultural right now. Everyone's broadcasting,
It absolutely feels countercultural, and maybe that's why it's such an important reminder. Wisdom, it suggests, often grows in the quiet spaces. It comes from truly absorbing, not just reacting or stating your own case immediately.
So it's about active listening, not just waiting to talk.
Exactly that. Active, deep listening. Taking in different viewpoints, understanding the nuances, letting information settle before you jump in. Speaking less creates that space. It allows you to gather more, to see connections you might otherwise miss.
It's a way to gather better intel, almost.
You could say that. It's about prioritizing understanding over just being heard, which ultimately leads to deeper insights.
Okay. And closely related to that, to listening and understanding, is this aphorism about communication itself. Everyone uses words. You learn to use meanings. How does that take communication deeper than just, say, having a big vocabulary?
This one's subtle but really profound, I think. It's saying that stringing words together is one thing. Anyone can learn words. But truly effective communication, real understanding, comes from getting beneath the surface. It's about discerning the intent behind the words.
Why?
The why, the context, the unspoken stuff, the actual impact those words have. It requires critical thinking, empathy, too.
So it's reading between the lines.
Reading between the lines, understanding the subtext, grasping the bigger picture of what's being conveyed. It's moving from just vocabulary to, wisdom in communication.
That definitely elevates things. It's not just talking, it's connecting. All right, moving towards the kind of the fundamental value of all this. Here's a really powerful one. Ignorance is death and knowledge is life. Wow. That's stark. Death and life.
It is stark, isn't it? But it drives home just how crucial knowledge is seen to be. Death here, I think, means stagnation, limitation, being trapped by what you don't know, missed opportunities.
A kind of intellectual death.
Exactly. And life then becomes potential. Growth, freedom, knowledge empowers you. It opens doors. It allows for, personal fulfillment, innovation, solving problems. It's the fuel for progress, both for individuals and society as a whole.
So knowledge is vitality.
Intellectual vitality, yes. The ability to engage, to grow, to create. Without it, you're stuck. With it, you're alive to possibilities.
Okay, that makes the pursuit feel pretty urgent. And that leads us to the final aphorism, which feels like a call to action. Wisdom is the lost inheritance of a believer. Take it wherever you find it. Lost inheritance is interesting. And take it wherever you find it. What does that imply?
It implies a couple of really important things, I think. First, that wisdom isn't confined to one group, one tradition, one source. It's universal. It might be lost in the sense that we forget to look for it broadly.
We get stuck in our bubbles.
Precisely. So the call to take it wherever you find it is about intellectual humility, being open, recognizing that insight can come from unexpected places, from different cultures, different people, different experiences, even ones that seem unconnected to your own path.
So always be learning, always be looking.
Yes. It frames wisdom as this continuous lifelong quest. Be curious, be open, be ready to learn from literally anywhere. Ancient texts, sure, but also, a conversation, a mistake, a moment of quiet observation.
It's everywhere if you're looking for it.
That seems to be the message. It's an inheritance waiting to be claimed by anyone willing to seek it out.
We've covered a lot of ground with these short but really packed aphorisms. They definitely give you practical ways to think about learning, about acting on knowledge, and just understanding the world and yourself a bit better.
They really do. They're reminders about being active, about valuing experience, but also learning from the past, about the power of listening, and ultimately about seeing knowledge as this vital, life-giving force.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
maybe the question for you listening is this. Which one of these ideas, these aphorisms, really struck a chord with you right now? Which one feels most relevant to where you are on your own journey of learning or seeking understanding? And then the bigger question is, how could you actively bring that specific insight into your daily life, your work, your learning, how you listen, how you make decisions? How do you turn that bit of wisdom into, something real and impactful for you?